Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is the most recent Dragon Ball game, and its DLC as well as the game hasn't had the warmest reception after the launch. Now we can blame this on the first DLC being a superhero DLC. Again, superhero is not the most recent movie anymore, it's not the most recent thing anymore, it's years old. It's been in every game now as DLC content, excluding Kakarot and Fighters, naturally. But I'm wondering, how is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero going to handle the Daima DLC? This is the newest parts of the content. Is this going to last only 3 days worth of hype like the superhero DLC? Is the DLC going to grow along with the game just like Xenoverse 2 DLCs? Are the 5 million people that bought Sparking Zero going to be playing this at all? And what is going to happen to the game after they're done with all the Daima content, since we don't have any idea on the future DLC packs or anything? I'm going to get into probably what is the second most controversial thing about Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, actually. I'll mention the first most controversial one later in the video. It's not relevant right now. But yes, the DLC for Sparking Zero. We just got DLC 1, Superhero. Great, awesome stuff. We got Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo, yada, yada, yada. You know, those characters are like over a year old. Now, even in Xenoverse 2, I think they were over a year old by the time they dropped in Sparking Zero, and Xenoverse 2 added them mad late. Those characters aren't exactly new, so you can blame the immediate lack of interest in the DLC probably on the fact that the characters aren't new, right? The Daima characters are new, though. So, will we actually get more than people playing it for more than 3 days? Because the issue of the superhero DLC is that it came out, and even though it has Beast Gohan, which is an ultra-hyper character that everyone cares about, people just forgot about it like immediately, right? And Beast Gohan's OP. Beast Gohan is a new meta character in the game. You'll see him everywhere. You can't avoid him if you play the game online. He makes the game extremely unfun to play if you run up against him, especially in lag because of the way one of his super attacks work. And yeah, Beast Gohan's annoying. So that's an actual paid DLC character being put to use. But what's the chance that Daima's DLC is even going to have anything close to Beast Gohan? Now, the character has to be as hype as Beast Gohan, and we already know Super Saiyan 4 Adult Goku is the only thing that comes close. Like, even Super Saiyan 3 Adult Vegeta is not going to compare, and Super Saiyan 3 Adult Vegeta is also not going to be anywhere near as OP as Beast Gohan. Let's get that out of the way. Super Saiyan 3 Adult Vegeta is not going to be that OP. He's going to be very normal when he comes out. He's going to be cool. He'll probably have a maximum charge-up skill, maybe Explosive Wave because he's Vegeta, or like a buff skill, and like that's it. He won't have any broken supers or ultimates, or anything similar of the sort, unless if he drops with like an Explosive Wave, right? So Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, not worthy of discussion. Super Saiyan 4 Adult Goku, he could end up having some busted moves, you know? He's the final form of the main character of the series. He could end up being good. But then how long would people actually be playing the DLC for? I think part of the issue with the DLC when it comes to Sparking Zero, and yes, I'm going to compare it to Xenoverse 2 right now. Xenoverse 2 actually improved and grew with its DLCs. Surely, maybe not with the later ones, but the earlier DLCs of Xenoverse 2 just felt like it was a really great time to just get into the game. It's a really great time to play the game. The game was still doing good, right? People will still be playing the game when those DLCs dropped. Nobody's playing Sparking Zero even before the first DLC dropped. People were already losing interest in it, but now Sparking Zero has fallen even further. And the next DLC plans to just add like the kids as characters, you know, the things that people complain the most about Daima. Again, I don't hate the minis, right? I don't hate them. I'm not a mini hater. I just like Dragon Ball in general, right? So I'm obviously gonna play it. But how many Dragon Ball fans do you know? How many Dragon Ball fans who started Dragon Ball Daima with episode goddamn like 18, you know, episode 19, episode 20, just to see Daima Super Saiyan 4, right? How many people do you know started Daima in its last literal like 3 episodes? And then we're like, oh yeah, I only watched Daima because the characters are adults now. Like, this first Daima DLC might go so under the radar, it'll put the superhero DLC to shame when it comes to player count and longevity, right? And keep in mind, this isn't Xenoverse 2 that grows with its DLCs. If this was Xenoverse 2 and they released unhyped characters, you could at least put their moves on your character. If they dropped like Super Saiyan Goku, who does like a Kamehameha, and he follows up the Kamehameha with an elbow bash, like he does against Tamagami 3, in Xenoverse 2, that would go fire. Everyone would love that. Even if you never played Daima Goku, even if it was a trash bottom tier character, you'd want to put that move on your own original character. So Xenoverse 2 always improves with its DLCs, because even if the DLC was actually bad or had super unhyped characters, you could at least use the moves on those characters for your own characters, which helps the game like survive no matter what. And another thing with Sparking Zero is that, speaking of the player count, since it only ever goes down, 5 million people had bought Sparking Zero. I mean, at the time of this recording, we don't know the actual sales count now, because obviously it should realistically keep going up. But at launch, Sparking Zero made like what, 3 million in one day, and then 3 months later, 5 million players. I think it was 3 months later, 5 million players. We don't have any updates on that number now, but obviously, how many of those 5 million players are going to be buying the DLC? Can we even expect like 1 million of them to buy the DLC, if I'm being honest? Too many people played Sparking Zero and dropped it. Sparking Zero is like, it's known as one of the bigger disappointments in gaming history in general now. And that sucks, you know. You don't want to ever hear about for the Dragon Ball game that got so much hype up to the time of its release, and had all these praises going on and all these other things. You don't want to hear that it was just a big disappointment. It was just a big floppy waste of time. That's not fun to hear in general. Whether you're a Dragon Ball fan, or even if you're a Dragon Ball hater, I don't imagine that's the most pleasing news, because what are you going to do with that information? Oh, Sparking Zero didn't do as crazy as I thought it would. Anyway, it's time to go hate on something else. Like, that's the information nobody wants to... That's the information that benefits nobody. Nobody wants to hear about. So, unfortunate as it is, I don't know how many people are going to be buying the Sparking Zero DLCs, since, again, the player count keeps dropping, and people's issues with the game are the core gameplay. Again, you could hate and drop Xenoverse 2, but people religiously buy the Xenoverse 2 DLC, because not only do you get new characters, even if they're, you know, pretty lazily done, you get new parallel quests, which are just new fun scenarios to do just in general. Even if it's kind of grindy, the new experience of seeing all these characters have unique dialogue and these unique, like, situations. Like, again, parallel quests have voice acting. Imagine if custom battle mode had voice acting for the new custom battles that they put in every Sparking Zero DLC. Then they would be good, right? But they're not. So Sparking Zero kind of loses Xenoverse 2 on the DLC front, mostly because, again, even if Xenoverse 2 is like super dead and it only has like 1,000 players playing it like a day or something like that, the DLC will drop and every single person playing Xenoverse 2 on that day would buy the DLC. And without a doubt. Like, every time Xenoverse 2 DLC drops, everyone buys it. You never hear anyone say, oh, I don't have that Xenoverse 2 DLC. Everyone has every Xenoverse 2 DLC. Oh, okay, maybe not everyone, because I know some people are going to leave comments now going, hey guys, I don't have it, but, like, you know what I mean. Usually when you play Xenoverse 2, you're always fighting with new DLC character or someone with one of the new DLC moves. Even if you play the game, like, several months after the DLC drops, you'll still see people messing with the new DLC stuff, or at least new cosmetics from that DLC, right? So, it is, that game benefits, you know, from its DLC sales, but Sparking Zero, on the other hand, it's like people only want Beast Gohan in that character pack, not all the Gammas and stuff, so you'll get people who won't buy the DLC because it's just too pricey for the one character they want. And for Daima DLC Pack 1, I don't imagine anyone is going to be rushing to buy any of the minis, which is why I think Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini should be at least in DLC 2, you know? Then they can do Super Saiyan 4 Adult in DLC 3. Just sell 2 Super Saiyan 4s in 2 different DLC packs. It would make way more sense, but we'll have to wait and see what they do. Speaking of what they do, what is Daima gonna do, or not Daima, what is Sparking Zero gonna do after the Daima DLC's up? Like, seriously, we got Superhero DLC, Daima DLC 1, Daima DLC 2, and then what else? Like, Xenoverse 2 can at least go back and add characters they haven't added, or just, like, make up ultra supervillains, which, again, isn't exactly the most fun or most ideal idea, but at least they have content to work with. Sparking Zero is just kind of it's just gonna be just chilling. It's just me, I'm just hanging around. It's just hanging around with free DLC packs. Amazing. Kakarot released with more than 3 DLC packs. Fighters released with more than 3 DLC packs. Hell, I think even Battle of Z released with more than 3 DLC packs. God damn. I'm starting to think that the only Dragon Ball game that came out in recent history that didn't have more than 3 DLC packs might be Xenoverse 1. And Xenoverse 1 was only supposed to live for like a year because they were already making Xenoverse 2 with how much money they made on Xenoverse 1. So, I mean, if Xenoverse 1 is going to have, like, what, 2 DLC packs, and Xenoverse 2 is going to have 20, then that kind of makes up for it. But Sparking Zero is really coming out here 3 DLC packs, which is crazy. Because who are they going to add? Oh, let's go back and add Jiren. No, he's in the game already. Let's add GT Goku. No, he's in the game already. UI Goku? Nope, he's in the game. Master Roshi? He's in the game. Kefla? She's in the game. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? Aha! He's in the game too. Like, the only thing they could do now would be to add Super Dragon Ball Hero stuff. Or Dragon Ball FighterZ Android 21 as, like, a character. Then, again, that would just be one character, so it'd be kind of hard to sell or justify it as an entire DLC pack, but, you know, that's not above Bandai. I can see them selling a whole character. Maybe Charlotte! Even though they don't really like to put Dragon Ball Legends stuff or Charlotte in any video game, maybe Charlotte. Charlotte would be cool to have. I'm game! I want to hear that in Sparking Zero, but, you know, they tease me. I can't hear Charlotte say, I'm game! We all want to hear Charlotte say, I'm game! So, you know, what do you guys think Sparking Zero is going to do? I should be asking you guys. What do you think Sparking Zero is going to do after DLC, Daima DLC 2 or Sparking Zero DLC Pack 3? Because there's nothing. They've added pretty much most of the relevant characters, unless they want to go back and add Garlic Jr.'s base form, because they didn't release that with the game. But who's going to buy that? So what do you guys think Sparking Zero is going to do after all the DLCs are said and done? And I think my final point when it comes to Sparking Zero, probably more so about how Sparking Zero 100% was probably supposed to be a 2025 game, or just something along those lines. I have no idea. But you have to remember that Xenoverse 2 was so on board with the DLC and came out so quick with the DLC that Ultra Instinct Goku wasn't even revealed in the anime by the time we saw him in Xenoverse 2. Xenoverse 2's V-Jump page had Ultra Instinct Goku on it before, like white-haired Ultra Instinct Goku, before we actually saw him use the white-haired Ultra Instinct Goku in the anime. We saw the V-Jump scan, then a few days later, we saw black-haired Ultra Instinct Goku beat up Jiren, and at the very end of the episode, his body shines bright, and you can see he's got white hair and he's missing the shirt. And everyone was like, oh my god, the Xenoverse leak thing was real. It was true. The V-Jump scan actually was true. And then when we look at Sparking Zero, on the other hand, which released the same day as Daima for the express purpose that it was supposed to be sold alongside Daima, and even came with a Daima pre-order character, this game is sitting here looking you dead in the eye going, yep, Super Saiyan 4 is going to take at least over 6 months to add to the game. Brother, you probably already knew it was coming. Why is it taking this long? Dragon Ball Legends got it pretty fast. Again, that's a mobile game, and I'm not sure what Dokkan is doing right now. I don't think Dokkan has Super Saiyan 4 yet, but they are doing Daima characters. Sparking Zero is still waiting. Still waiting. The only game slower than Sparking Zero right now might be Xenoverse 2 when it comes to getting the Daima characters in, but Xenoverse 2 has mostly been abandoned for Sparking Zero, and that's probably the biggest thing I want to talk about when it comes to, and I think this is honestly a great place to probably end the video. Again, I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section down below, as well as let me know what part of the video do you think was the most controversial part, whether it came to the longevity of the DLC, how Xenoverse grows with its DLC, Sparking Zero falls, 5 million, you know, Sparking Zero sales versus how many DLC sales are we gonna get? You know, what are we getting after the DLC? Like, seriously, what are we getting after a DLC? And about how, again, Sparking Zero taking ages to drop its DLC packs when Xenoverse 2 was already showing us UI Goku before you even revealed in the anime. So, yes, I think that's a great place to end it. I do hope you fellas all enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe, as it greatly supports the channel, and leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, amigos. I do love you all. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all next time. Take care and peace.